Feel like you can only get so far in your relationship with your students when you meet with them on Sundays and midweek? Well, school breaks are a great time to get together with students outside of church. That's what we're going to talk about. Hey, my name is Eric with a K, and I'm the host of the Practical Youth Ministry Tips podcast. And I've got a great episode for you today. It's going to be relatively short. I want to give you 5 things you can do when you're on a school break. I know that it's really difficult to feel like I get deeper connections with students just on our regularly scheduled programs, right? But when they are on a school break, there is an array of opportunities to connect with students. Now, this is outside. I'm not going to talk about retreats and camps because those are pivotal and vital. And we'll talk about that another time.
Let's go to commercial.
Matter of fact, if you want a freebie, I'd love to give you a free gift just for watching this video. If you haven't gotten it already, I put together an ebook on games, why we do games in youth ministry, a bunch of low prep, no prep games, and 15 best practices for running games and becoming a great game master that you can either do or give to your volunteers or to students to run. Free book and a companion audio book that goes with it. Would love to give that to you for free. Just click the link in the description below, and I'm also going to put other links in there from this video.
And now we return you to our regular scheduled program in progress.
But I want to give you 5 things you can do with students on a school break. First thing you can do, bowling.
You say bowling, huh?
I know you might laugh at that and you might think bowling is so lame, but let me tell you why I think bowling is a great idea. I've joked for a long time, and maybe I should do this because you know how jokes have a little bit of truth in them. The joke is that I've wanted to write a book called Bowling, the Key to Youth Ministry. And I want to tell you 3 reasons why I think that's true. First of all, there's competition. Competition's just fun, right? You're competing against the people in your lane, the people in the other lanes around you. It's just super fun. So it builds something as you're competing. Secondly, there's conversation, right? You are going to have conversation with the people in your lane. You're sitting there, you're having conversations with them, you're encouraging each other, you're high-fiving. Like it's super fun. You start asking questions, you start getting into those conversations, and something happens, I think, in those conversations that suddenly take you to a deeper place than you just being a talking head on your regularly scheduled program. And they're outside of their own setting, so they start opening up. Students will open up in a way that maybe they won't while they're on your church campus. I think conversation's key. And the third thing that I think is key in bowling is community. It just builds community. There's something when you do something together that's just fun. You're building community. You're building a memory. You can go back. Like I will often, when I announce this, I will put it out there. Look, anybody who thinks that they can beat me in bowling, that they can get a better score, I will buy dinner for, or whatever it is. And now, I was on the bowling team in high school.
Sorry, what did you just say?
And that was only because I couldn't be on the basketball team and be on the ski team or the ski club. And so I chose to be on bowling because I'd fallen in love with skiing. And so anyhow, I varsitied in bowling. That's a whole separate thing. But I think there's something about that just builds community. Okay, the second thing I think you could do is an indoor trampoline place. Now, I know they are not everywhere, but these have been growing over the last 5, 6, 7, 8 years. Indoor trampoline places are everywhere. And we've got a couple right around us. And so I think this is a great place. Now, the older I get, the more difficult it is to do all of the bouncing. It hurts more on my knees. But I'm telling you, students love it, especially when they have I love to do the dodgeball on the trampolines back and forth, doing all sorts of fun competitions, follow the leader throughout the place. Indoor trampoline places are a great place to just have a shared experience with students on a school break. Number 3, Putt Putt, miniature golf. Like this is such an easy, simple place. You just put in the dates, the times, show up, be there. They buy their tickets, whatever. You all go at the same time. It is fun competing. You get on a hole and you know, same thing like bowling. You're encouraging each other. You're having competition. You're having conversation as you go from hole to hole. And it's a shared experience. I think the shared experience part is a really big piece of all of these, like coming together, and it's a memory that you're building. You're making a moment for your group that you're connecting with in that moment. All right, number 4, going on a hike.
I'm going on a hike.
Now, this depends on the time of year and the weather and all of that stuff. I get it. And maybe you're not like, I'm not an outdoorsy person. And maybe there's nowhere to really hike. Maybe it's just a walk through the neighborhood. But there is something about getting outside into God's creation and doing something different. And maybe it's a bike ride or whatever floats your boat, whatever you really like. But going outside and doing something like that, I think builds community. Like these are all have some of the similar feels, right? Community, there's conversation. There's not competition in a hike or biking or whatever.
It's not a competition unless she makes it a competition.
But you're going and you're doing something together. And I think that's really great. The last one, and I say the last one with a slight hesitation. I think it's really great, but it doesn't necessarily build community because it's going to the movies.
Let's go to the movies
And I also say it with hesitation because you have to be really, really careful with movies. And I know some of you we all have different views on movies, right? But I'd say I'd be really cautious in the movie that you choose because as a parent of 4 children, I know movies I don't want my kids to watch. My younger kids are getting older, so they're starting to get to watch movies that they, it's no more Bob the Builder for them because they're teenagers now. They're 13. But I'm still cautious with the movies that I watch. So I always say, watch a movie before you take students to a movie or you're showing a movie. Make sure you've watched it ahead of time. Use websites like Plugged In and Common Sense Media to do some research of the movies that you're either showing or going to. I think it's really critical for parents to understand what their kids are going to see, as well as for you as the leader to know that, look, I get it. Some parents could care less. My wife is a teacher and she's got first graders telling her about the movie It and Five Nights at Freddy and all like these movies that I'm like, I personally would never let my first grader, much less my 13-year-old, watch. That's just a personal thing for me. But you have parents in there who are going to be more conservative, and other parents who just don't care. So you've got them all across the board. But remember, you want to lean towards those who are more conservative to go, you want to keep trust and faith with those parents and not take students to movies that they feel like this weight going, well, the youth pastor is encouraging this, so I guess I feel bad about not letting my kid go to a church event. That's all I'm saying. So just be really careful. But there is something about movies that's fun. Again, it's just shared experience, but you're not having a lot of conversation. The conversation can happen afterwards, and I think you do like a little after party. Go get ice cream or food or whatever. But those are 5 great things I can think you can do while you are on a break. Now, here's the thing. I've got a great video that I think you will really enjoy that is going to get your students to show up. It's an outreach event, and I'm telling you, it's so simple to put together. You almost don't have to do anything but tell the students about what it is. Check out this event right here. I hope it encourages you. I hope this encourages you. Thank you so much for watching. We'll be back here every single week. All right, we'll catch you next time. See ya.